Noniin, hei. Meillä jatkuu seikkailut. Viime kerralla tapahtui ihania asioita, eli me pelastettiin viime Hans. Nyt ei tarvii enää Hansista huolehtia, tosin mitä minä nyt teen elämälläni, en tiedä. Katsotaan mitä tapahtuu. No niin, viime kerralla oli ihan ihme epäpukituksia. Toivottavasti ne nyt olisi mennä ohi. Mikäs tuo on? Eikö niitä on se risti? Meidän piti käydä kertoa sen jälkeen, kun me ollaan hoideltu se. Tää. Murhaaja, niin käydä kertoa sille naiselle siitä. Mä ajattelin, että me voitais se tänään hoitaa, mutta tuolla on nämä. New Questi hyvin lähellä, niin ehkä mä ratsastan sinne. Mikäköhän paikka täällä?
Quick! Whoa!
Ilmeisesti rauniot. Siellä on joku. Pääseekö sinne jotenkin? Eksyin heti aiheesta.
Greetings. For fuck's sake, I can't listen to this anymore. Oh, who out myself? God bless. I'm Henry. Hoof hurts. What? I say, my
Hampaaseen sattuu.
Your tooth. Hurts, huh? Help me. Help you? Yeah, why not? Pa was a blacksmith. I must have watched him pull teeth 100 times. It didn't look too complicated. And hold it out already. Quickly. And which one is it? Hey, on the bottom. Stop squirming and hold still.
Voi ei.
Mary, mother of God, it's out. It's really out. Do you want it as a keepsake? Fuck no. Throw that awful thing away. Mercy be, lad, thanks. And here's a few groschen for beer.
No, kiitos. Kaikkea sitä. Mikäs tää teidän paikka niinku on? Ketä te ootte?
Thank you, friend. Silence at last. Don't stray too far, in case Benesh starts up again.
Ketä te niinku... Ootteko te vaan joku rosmaporukka? No ja. Kaikkea sitä löytää, kun valtelee. No. I was helping.
Quick! Quick! Ja! Ja! Go! Go!
Olen siivonnut yrttitarhanne.
Praise the Lord.
Listen carefully, Grandma. I heard something interesting.
What will that be?
The fox is in the hen house.
Well, it's about time someone came. I was getting worried. Are you new? Why didn't Otter come? I hope nothing happened to him.
It's my turn to pick up the supplies. Otter is a bit busy today. He even forgot to tell me where to take the stuff.
Oh, that's just like him. I hope he's not getting into any trouble.
I wouldn't know.
All right, here's what we'll do. Here are some healing potions and a bit to eat. The lads are camped out in the woods west of here, so take it to them. And tell Otter to come by sometime.
I will.
And if he's in hiding or something, come back again so I know he's all right.
Onkohan täällä mitään kuivauspöytää? No, No. Voi helvetti. Tämä voi heittää pois. Mä haluan heittää vettä nyt pois. Ahaa.
Hi, almost done.
No niin, mennäänpäs auttamaan peasontteja.
In God's name happened?
Onks kaikki kunnossa? Ei.
Came to finish me off, you bastard.
Calm down. I'm on your side. Vlasta sent me. What happened here?
We were ambushed. You've got to help me, man. My leg. I took an arrow in the leg. I pulled it out, but it won't stop bleeding.
Ei olisi kannattanut vetää sitä ulos.
There's a lot of blood. But the wound isn't so deep. We need to stop the bleeding first.
And how are you going to do that?
Give me your belt. We need to strangulate the leg closer to the heart. Then I'll clean the wound and take a proper look at it.
Thank you.
It'll take a while. Try not to move.
Minä olen hyvä. Olen myös kännissä.
Can you stand up?
Aye, it's better now. You must have been sent here by my guardian angel.
Well, if your guardian angel's name is Vlasta, and she makes ointments in Miskovitz, then I.
Ah, good old Vlasta. She's been helping us a lot ever since we started. Wait, do you hear that?
Voi vitun sudet.
Oh, shit. They must have followed the smell of blood. Can you defend yourself?
It's not like I have a choice. Get him!
Ai voi. Sudet aina saatan peliin jökyttämään. Mitä helvettiä? Tule nyt tänne sieltä.
I'm not going to get eaten by a bunch of fucking wolves after surviving that ambush.
You alright?
Aye, but I was starting to think we were done for. I have to do something to repay you. This is the second time you've saved my life. Our little rebellion is over, but I still have some groschen that we stole from Sigismund tucked away. I have them stashed in a jug hidden on a cliff near Miskovitz.
What are you gonna do now?
I have relatives living near Sedlitz. I'll hide out there.
I originally started looking for your group to offer an alliance. I'm from Jan Žižka's retinue. We want to put King Wenceslas back on the throne. You could join us.
Well, it's a shame you didn't get here sooner. As you can see, there's no one left.
Well, at least you can still join us.
With my leg like this. Look, yesterday...
Sitä mä olisin mennyt tänne aiemmin, niin olisikohan tästä voinut liittyä.
I can't anymore. I'm done fighting. You see all those dead fellas? It was me who roused them to become rebels. I don't want any more lives on my conscience.
Vlasta was worried about you. Maybe you could hide at her place.
No way. I'd just be inviting trouble to her doorstep. I have to get out of here while everyone thinks I'm dead too. Give her my thanks. For everything.
We'd better get out of here before something else happens.
Aye, you're right. Don't forget to collect the groschen. I hope you succeed in bringing peace back to these lands. With you.
Goodbye. Känni iski hyvin vahvana yökin. Käsit tänne sitten vissiin. Hop. Huonoja uutisia.
Good afternoon.
I'm back from the camp.
What's the matter? Did something happen?
It's bad. When I got there, the camp was ransacked.
Good God! Is everyone all right?
Ei.
What about Otter? Is he safe?
Otter is the only survivor. I treated his wounds. He should be fine.
Thank God for that, at least.
He asked me to give you his thanks for all the help you've given them.
He's a good lad. But why didn't he come back with you?
He said he needed to hide. He'll be staying with relatives near Sedlets. He didn't want you to get into trouble.
Hopefully, he can come back when this war is over. It's ravaged so many families already. I'm glad you helped him, lad. Take this as a reward. 1 sip, and you'll get all your strength back, I promise. But don't drink too much at once.
Thank you.
Akvavitaalista
Why
ja
do you
muuta
live so
kaikkea
far
kivaa.
away from the village?
I lived here with my husband. May he rest in peace. Peter worked in the forest. We moved around a lot. And when he died, I stayed here. Folks from Miskovitz know me and come to see me. I've got everything I need here.
You said your husband worked in the forest?
Aye. I suppose it doesn't matter
It's a
now if I
poacher.
tell you. Peter was a poacher.
Noniin.
And that's what cost him his life in the end. He was caught and hanged on Dead Man's Hill outside Kuttenberg.
What do the locals need your help with?
Surely you've heard already, eh? I help in any way I can.
Wouldn't you rather live in the village?
I'd rather be alone, where I lived with Peter, than somewhere else. But just as alone.
What do you have for...
Ei sillä ole rahaa. Eikä myöskään asioita kuin pöydin. Voi voi. Pitäisikö mun jättää sille juttuja? Moonshinea ja mustardia ja pepperiähän se varmasti tarvii. On nyt se. Ilmoitettekö osa ikoneista oli yhäkin niin iso, vai mitä ihmettä tästä tapahtuu?
Go!
Seuraava quest-markkeri. Ehkä sieltä löytyy myös kylä. Ja ihmettä tätä tänään jokittää.
Whoa, whoa. Good. Whoa, whoa. An old place
Secret tree.
from an old time.
Ehkä. Harkitsin koneen puuttausta, kun en keksi mikä tässä on. Tulipa deja vu. On tänne vielä matkaakin. Uusi leveli. Ja uusi kaupunki. No niin. Katsotaan jatkuuko meidän jakitykset. Toivottavasti ei. No jos tietysti sataa vettä. Visoka.
Whoa, whoa.
Babuška.
What do you have for sale?
I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir.
Onko se täällä ulkopuolella jossakin?
Excuse me.
Excuse moi. Onko se sinä? Pavel?
Who are you? Can't you people leave me alone? My face is still swollen from the last time.
Hold on. Are you Pavel?
That depends. Who's asking?
Minä.
Henry, you don't have to be afraid of me.
I'm Pavel. And you really weren't sent by Pevets?
I don't know any Pivets. The innkeeper in Miskovitz told me about you. He said someone gave you a right battering. Was that this Pivets?
He didn't do it himself. It was his father's men. He wouldn't get his hands dirty when he's got a rich pa, would he? His father's men. Pevets is the son of the richest farmer in the village.
So what's between the two of you? Why would he send me to you? Or anyone?
Well, he threatened he'd have me whipped if I
If you what?
didn't stay away from Ursula.
Kuka Ursula?
And who's this Ursula?
The sweetest girl in the village. And she's really pretty.
And you like Ursula?
Who wouldn't? Only, I don't know.
You don't know what?
It's all the same to you anyway. I'm very fond of her. You'll find no lass with such a big heart for miles around.
So why doesn't Pivets want you to court Ursula?
Because her pa promised her hand in marriage to him. So he behaves like she's already his. But he doesn't deserve her.
You think?
He's a heartless bastard.
Ahaa.
And does she feel the same way about you?
Aye. I think so.
Why would you do what Pivets tells you?
I've got no choice. He's right. I'm just a hired hand. While he's the son of the richest farmer in the village.
So why don't you try to win Ursula's hand? If she likes you too.
I haven't a chance. A poor peasant like me. I sleep on straw in the barn.
Just stop whining and do something about it.
Niin.
That's just what I'm doing. I'm saving all my coins so I can apprentice myself to a local cobbler. But it takes time. And Ursula is already promised to Pivets. The only way it could change is if people started to see Pivets differently.
How do you mean?
Like if he killed someone or robbed people in the village. What do I know?
If it turned out he was a thief?
Probably. And the main thing is, Ursula would turn against him. She's as honest as a saint. But why would he steal? He has everything he needs.
He wouldn't. Not him.
Are you saying I do it and let him take the blame? But that's a sin.
Minä voin tehdä sen.
Well, it wouldn't be if everything was found and returned to its rightful owners.
I suppose that's true. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. Nothing will happen to Pivets if he's from a rich family. But he'll lose Ursula. And it'll give me time to earn enough for her
Tämä
dad to let me
kuulostaa
marry.
jotenkin niin väärälle.
But I live here. If I get caught, they'll make me an outcast and I have no one
Älä
else to
huoli,
go.
minä pöllin kaiken.
Someone else will have to do the stealing.
I'll gladly do it.
You will?
Sure.
Minä
Only I don't
voin.
know what's worth stealing around here.
I can help you with that. For the whole village to turn against Pivets, every family would have to be robbed.
And who's living here?
Father Anthony, the parish priest, Ursula's family, the Vimola brothers where I work, old Bahushka, and of course, Pivet's family.
What should I steal from the priest?
Father Anthony.
Manuskriptin.
Where is your priest
The rectory is
Where is your
next to...
What's the book?
I don't know.
Alchemy?
That's it.
Joo.
What should I steal from...
I suppose
And where does
Ursula lives in the first cottage.
If I'm going to take Ursula's
She does.
what can I take from...
I can tell you besides. Well, the younger brother is the local...
Thanks.
I don't know. He had this really valuable St. Francis medal.
Had?
Aye,
So someone else stole it.
it's possible. But he might have just...
A magpie?
None of us believe it. But it's not...
All right.
Magpie-must?
And you wouldn't know where the
I don't know. Try the biggest trees. Young Vaymola even showed me what a magpie sounds like.
Where's the Vaymola?
That one is there.
And can you tell me...
In the pole.
What can I...
Her silver ring.
How will I recognise...
It's the one furthest from the green.
A crackpot?
Aye. She bakes pies all day.
And when I've got all the...
You haven't got anything yet. Here's the key. And when you've...
Sure.
And most importantly...
Don't worry.
I wish
Ai
you
nyt
the
se on
best.
cutthroat.
Good day, sir.
How satisfied are you with your hired hand, Pavel?
Pavel? He's not a bad hand. He's just always trying to get my brother to take him as an apprentice. Says he wants to be a cobbler. Who ever heard of a hired hand becoming a cobbler? He'd do better if he ate less and worked harder.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
Well, see you later.
I heard you lost some kind of medal.
Lost? Someone stole it!
Stole? From what I heard, a magpie took it.
Bollocks! That's what my brother thinks, because he spends all his time looking at birds. Mark my words, someone nicked it!
Folk today.
Oh well.
Kaikenlaista. Voinko mä mennä tänne sisään? Oi.
What would you like?
What do you think of Pavel?
Clever lad, hard working too. Sometimes he helps me out when I'm busy.
Your brother told me Pavel wants to be a cobbler.
If times weren't so hard and my brother allowed it, I'd take him as an apprentice. But it just isn't possible in these times.
I hear your brother's searching for a medal.
He thinks someone took it. He sees thieves everywhere, but I bet a magpie took it.
Why do you think so?
Because I saw one in the yard.
You can recognize magpies.
What kind of question is that? Everyone can recognize magpies, mainly by the sound they make. It's like an old man cackling.
Can you make the sound for me?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm not gonna make a fool of myself in front of strangers.
Did you see where the magpie went?
It seemed to go to the neighbors opposite. If my brother had tried to look for its nest instead of just moaning, he might have found the medal.
You can recognize magpies.
What kind of question is that? Mainly by the sound they...
I'll remember. Thanks.
Wait, why are you interested anyway?
I think there's a thief at large.
Oh God, another one. Come off it. Who would steal here in a dump like this?
You'd be surprised.
Tää selvitellä näitä grafiikka-asetuksia nyt, että mä en tiedä, onko tää pelipäivittymä vai joku muulla, mutta kaikki on sekaisin. Onko tuolla meillä harakka? Tuossa. Aha.
So it really was that magpie that took it. Nowadays you can't even trust God's creatures.
Mä antaa sen medaljonin sille takaisin ja sitten olla silleen, että otapa se kopleri ja assistentiksi, vai onko tää nyt ihan... mahdoton ajatus. No ei sulla voi enää edes jutella. Se sitten. Airasteleeko täällä joku vai itkeekö täällä joku? Missä on Ryan Rack? sisällä. Vissiin, onko se nyt sisällä ja ylhäällä?
Shouldn't be here.
Ja meni. Mä halusin vaan kuivattaa. Ui. Jop.
My respects. What do you want?
Why don't you leave Pavel alone?
That's none of your business.
I'm a friend of Pavel's.
Then you can tell him from me he should be glad the Vemelas don't send him here anymore, because I'd set the dogs on him.
Pavel is under my protection, so leave him alone.
So?
You may be a big shot here, but outside of your village you're a nobody. So don't cross me, or I'll make your life hell. And believe me, I can.
Fine. That loser's not worth it anyway. But remember this, Pavel will never get Ursula. You're always welcome here, noble sir. Christ! Take a bath! You look terrible! It was good to see you, my friend.
Jaa. Ei meillä ainakaan niin paljon enää jökiitä. Mä laitoin siis Bluetoothin pois päältä. Ei helvetti.
How does she look at you? Like she wants me. I know it's wrong, but I thought if anything ever happened to my brother, thou shalt not have it.
Pop. Two over encumbered. Ei haittaa. Me voimme korjata tämän sillä, että me juomme nyt ihan helkaristi viinaa. Sitten. Se oli niin kovin puhdas. Kuten myös sieluni.
Always welcome here, good.
Do you know Pavel?
Pavel who works for the Vemolas? Of course I know him. But who are you?
Henry.
And what have you got to do with Pavel?
Hän on minun ystäväni.
I'm a friend of Pavel's.
I'm surprised he never told me about you.
Whereas he's told me all about you.
Really? What did he tell you?
He told me you were the nicest person he'd ever met.
Aha. That's sweet of him. The silly thing. So what else did Pavel tell you?
I think Pavel is very fond of you.
Aren't you the gossip? What would Pavel say if he heard you now?
I'm not saying anything you don't know already.
No, you're not.
I hear your hand is promised to young Pivets.
That's true. Pa arranged it with his family.
And don't you care for Pavel?
Like I would tell a complete stranger.
Pavel thinks you do.
The cheeky fella.
The cheek on him.
And you want to marry Pivets?
I think you're the first one to ask me that, but maybe I'll be happy with him in the end.
Even when you know what he's really like?
And you know about him?
And from what I've heard, he doesn't sound like a good man to me. And that's enough for me to know what he's like. Because I've met others like him.
I hope you're that strict on yourself, and now I have to go. I've heard quite enough. God bless you, sir.
Ei. Ah! Voinko minä tehdä jotain muuta tässä? Puhtaalla naamalla on helpompi jutella ihmisille.
My respects. Do you know Pavel?
Pavel who works for the Vemolas? Of course I know him, but who are you?
Henry.
And what have you got to do with Pavel?
Hän on
I'm a
ystäväni.
friend of Pavel's.
I'm surprised he never told me about you.
Whereas he's told me all about you.
Really? What did he tell you?
He told me you were the nicest person he'd ever met.
Aha. That's sweet of him. The silly thing. So what else did Pavel tell you?
Kaikenloista.
I think Pavel is very fond of you.
Aren't you the gossip? What would Pavel say if he heard you now?
I'm not saying anything you don't know already.
No, you're not.
And don't you care for Pavel?
Like I would tell a complete stranger.
Pavel thinks you do.
The cheeky fella.
The cheek on him.
If you're so fond of each other, why don't you marry Pavel?
Excuse me? What kind of question is that?
Was I a bit too forward?
I should think so.
But...
As if it was up to me. Do you think I didn't talk to Pa about it? He'd never give us his blessing.
Because Pavel is poor.
Yes, but Pa doesn't mean it badly. He wants me to be better off than him and Ma. We're not exactly poor, but Ma and Pa have to work all the hours God sends to give us a decent life.
Still, doesn't seem right to me.
That's not much help to me.
I hear your hand is promised to young Pibes.
That's true. Pa arranged it with his family.
And you want to marry Pibes?
I think you're the first one to ask me that, but maybe I'll be happy with him in the end.
Even when you know what he's really like?
And you know about him?
And from what I've heard, he doesn't sound like a good man to me. I know it's not much to go on, but I don't have a good feeling about him. I'll be going. But now I can see why Pavel is so smitten.
Away with you. Take care then.
Reputation gained. Jaha. Onks meillä täällä jossakin? Jaha. Oi.
What are you barking for? You're not allowed here.
Okay.
You see? It didn't even hurt.
Juu. Sinä koja minut, peikeje. Ai niitä on monta. Don't mind me.
I just can't stop myself, Father. Have you been at the bathhouse again? What's that?
Älä tule tänne nyt. Miten mulla ei sujuu mikään?
Huh? What the?
Ei vittu! Olisikohan mä otan vielä auki?
I just can't stop myself, Father. Have you been at the bathhouse again? I have. It's just I mean my wife.
Mä kyllä noita halua. Noin, se on hoidettu.
I just can't get any at home.
Father, what kind of lad do you think Pavel is?
Pavel, the boy who works for the Vemolas. He's a good lad, as far as I know. Yes, but the poor fella doesn't have it easy. He has no family, and he's as poor as a church mouse.
He doesn't have any family?
Afraid not. He's an orphan. There's plenty of them lately. As far as I know, before he came here, the Cumans killed his whole family. But that's all I got out of him.
Can't you people help him?
What do you think we've been doing? The Vemolas took him in and gave him a roof over his head.
Paljon.
Well, that's not much.
No, it's not. But times are hard, and that's all we have to give.
Thanks, Father.
You're welcome.
I come to you as a...
I know very well.
I want to make the pilgrim...
Not far from Old Kutna, a stingy old hag wanted to steal land from the monastery by moving the... Think of the old hag and...
What penance do you give me?
Say a Hail Mary and ask the...
I better get going.
Repent!
Säkään. Ehkä mä ootan yötä. Siis niinku kunnon yötä. Nyt kun asiaa mietin. Yö on pimeimmillään ennen kuin aurinko nousee.
I better forget about...
Miksi se feilas? Aivan Scott-stiilin.
That councillor said...
Okei. No niin. Kiva kun ei jykitä ehkä. Kai mä otan yötä.
I better not forget about...
Ai, onko se niinku...
That council assembly.
No, pitää mennä heti varmaan tästä heti sinne. Tää on varastohuone. Sitten... Joink. Ja joink. Näe mitään. Onkohan täällä? Sitten tonne. Se hereillä vielä. Vai onko se unissa?
The ring. Oh, no. The dough.
Doussa.
Francis? Do you want some poppy seed pie?
Ei se sarmus ole täällä.
The pie? Pies? Hands up, thief! Hey, you've no business here. Are you looking to steal something? Give up now, or I'll... Do you want to get the guards involved?
Täällä.
The pie. The pie? Pies? The ring in the pie. Poppy seed pie. Good pie. Well, the ring. The ring.
Oliko se oikeasti siellä piirakassa ja mä söin se? Joo. Sieltä vissiin. Kenkulit vielä. Mun piti täältä viedä. New shoes. Mitä nämä? Täällä on... Täällä.
Huh?
Helkkarissa se paveli on. Onks täällä? Löydettiin pavel. Vessa. Täällä. No niin, otan nämä kamat ja vittu äkkiä.
I've got everything.
You do? God's nails, you really did it!
Why wouldn't I?
I wasn't so convinced you'd succeed.
What to do now? Do you want me to plant it on him?
No. That is... leave it to me. Just give me the loot and I'll plant it on him myself.
Don't you think I should do it? If you're caught, you'll look like the thief. They'll drive you out of the village and you'll lose Ursula forever.
Not to worry. My master sometimes sends me to Pivetz's, so no one will pay any attention to me.
Wait, though. Young Pivet said something different.
You spoke to him.
Aye. And he said Muller doesn't send you there anymore.
Gulliver! That fucking Pivetz. He has to go and spoil everything.
But hold your horses. What's this? Why would you lie to me? I don't get it.
Look, even if Pivetz didn't have Ursula...
Olisiko
still
sä
never be
myynyt
mine.
noin?
Then why did you get me to steal those things?
So I'd have enough to go to Kuttenberg and train as a journeyman.
But if you leave now, everyone will connect you with the thefts. You'll never be able to come back here again.
I know. But if I stay here, I'll never be anything more than a poor labourer. This way, I have a chance to make something of my life.
Even at the price of losing Ursula?
You said yourself she'd never be mine.
Maybe. But this way, you'll never see her again. And she'll think of you for the rest of her life as a shameless thief. Is that what you want?
It'd be better never to see her again than to watch her day after day, knowing I can't even touch her. So you know the truth. What now?
And if I gave you coin instead of those stolen things?
What? Why would you do that? You don't owe me anything. And besides, do you know how much I'd need?
Here you are.
You mean it? Really? Jesus. Thank you. Thank you 1,000 times. I don't know how I'll ever pay you back.
Don't mention it.
I'll never forget you for this. On my word of honor, I'll have to repay you somehow. I don't have anything to give you, but I could teach you something. It's hard work being a hired hand. It teaches you to save your strength as much as possible.
That always comes in handy. But what am I to do with these stolen items?
Try Father Anthony. He'll see to it they get back to their rightful owners.
No niin, Father Anthony. Ei jaksa juostakaan. Kukaan sitä ole jossain pihalla. Halo, oletko paikalla? Halo. Ei täällä. Missä se on? Kirkossa? Siellä. Hyvä herra.
Father, isn't this your manuscript?
Let's see. It is! My God! I've been looking all over for it. If you only knew how much time I've invested in it. Scientia est potentia. Thank you very much, my son.
You're welcome, Father. Father?
Yes, my son?
I found some things stashed away. I think they were hidden by some thief, and I'd like to return them. But I don't know who they belong to.
I'll be glad to take them and see that they get back into the right hands.
Here they are.
The Lord will repay your good deed, lad.
No mitä selvettiä mulla nyt täällä on? Tai siis mitä mulla ei ole. Tämä on noita munia tarvi. Pitää lähteä vissiin Kuttenbergkin vähän vauhdilla. Täällä. Tuo on varmaan nopea. En mä nyt jouda. I can't. Nyt on mentävä. No niin.
I ought to go and see Rosa. She'll be expecting me.
Joo,
I mustn't forget about the city council.
Miksi tästä tulee vettä? No niin, missä mä Mintmaster vavaakin on. Täällä. Herra.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the city council assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Kyllä.
No, Sigismund's just a usurper. Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want? And tell the truth.
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right. Maybe we can make a deal.
If
I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
And how about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
You're worse than a horse dealer. Have it your way, then.
Kiitos.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then.
Resti.
See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
En lupaa mitään.
Excuse me.
No niin. Pitää myös myydä asioita, mutta... Nourishmentti on vähän liian iso, niin... Onko mulla mitään mikä... Noin. Mä en taida olla tällä hetkellä kännissä. En.
Good day. The finest wares, quality goods. A fine day for some fine wares. What would you like?
I'll have a look at your wear.
Alkaa näitä herpejä taas vähän olla.
Thank you. And come again, sir. Don't be shy. Come closer and take a look. Quality goods here.
Cloud looked just like you. I reckon it must have been a storm cloud. No, just an ordinary white one. But it had everything. Your hair, eyes, mouth. It was the spitting image of you. It must be a sign.
May God give you help, sir.
I saw your likeness.
Tailori on tässä. Mikä?
Dyed broadcloth. Beautiful.
God bless you.
Ehkä mä vihdoin ja viimein hylätään tuo.
I'd like to discuss the... That?
My!
Happy to be of service, sir. Christ, pardon me.
Tell me then, what did he give you for it?
Sure, I tell you and you dob me in.
Are you crazy? Why would I dob you in?
Fine ceramic wares here. Sound as a bell. Vegetables.
Inexpensive but high quality.
So, what now? I reckon he'll have to take a trip to Colleen.
Ich weiß nicht. He went crawling to...
I apologize.
Needles, threads, pins, silk thread.
Onko se tuolla toisella puolella?
Tools! Quality tools! Sheet metal! Chains here! Iron and
Onko se sinä?
God be with you. What would you like?
I hear one Franta cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
You're too late. Franta already came and picked up the goods. You just missed him.
Joo.
Show me your wares.
Radish. Delicious horseradish.
Christ. What a day.
Eli...
Finest wares.
Ja jos se tässä on se.
I apologize.
Excuse me?
Se...
Do your shopping here and you're in the clear.
Tuossa.
You must be Franta cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
Pahinpainajaisesi.
I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine while I run around like a bugger with pictures so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why's that?
Well, I heard a lot about him. How he won lots of battles, how he's courageous, just...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the councillors shitting themselves, fearing what's coming at this assembly. The more I think about it, the happier I am about not having to be there. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you?
No sen minä osaan.
Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not. God be with you, good sir.
Report for duty. Se on. Ai se on ihan tässä. Onko täällä missään semmoista pesutynnyriä?
Greetings, sir. Good day to you.
What do you have for sale?
Paljon sillä rahaa? 400.
Thank you. And come again, sir.
Voinko mä vetää sitä No ei, olisiko täällä missään nyt, missä mä saisin itteni pestyä? No, paskasen.
And that old priest was... I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
May God give you help, sir. Lucky me. I could use this. Come to pass.
Missä minä voin pestä itseni? Tuossa.
We've got enough to go around. Everything you need.
Tools, quality tools, sheet metal, cane deer, iron steel. Buy two box, I've got lots.
No niin, osa vissiin tänne. Uusi outfitti. Mitkäs kengät? Koska vettä on niin väliä. No niin. I am reporting for duty.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on.
Hi.
So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap. A tunic you have. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad.
Hi.
Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him.
Right.
And the most important thing?
To stay in the background and keep quiet until someone asks me something.
Correct. The councillors have a lot to discuss, and they certainly don't need any interruptions. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Onnistuu.
I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Hi.
Absolutely. I'm a waiter after all, not some street gossip.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
Okay.
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Go to your order wine either tokai, white or monster by calling out to you and raising their hand. Okay.
There are the pictures of wine. Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
Here, lad, a cup of red.
Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
Come now, waiter.
That
I wanted red.
Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich?
Come
All
now,
I'm saying
waiter.
is that
I wanted
they had
red.
them, Herrgott. It is eine
apologize,
Schande
sir.
when outlaws
Which
have
wine?
better weapons than the
Monastery
city
red.
garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, tässä?
You smell a deal? What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what schwer this is.
Good, sir.
The Dry Devil
Olipa
is
kummallisessa
running free.
kulmassa.
There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Pahoillani minäkin olen.
Providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment.
Hey, waiter!
What if he heard
Pour
you?
me some monastery
What
wine.
then? We're sitting
Kulasta.
atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
Eikö tälle ei saanut
Take the property of the king's enemies.
Well, thank
Nicht
the
wahr?
Lord.
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our
Oi helvetti.
The king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if we
Ehkä yksi ei
waive some
haittaa.
of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a
Nyt
preparation
taas
for
redia.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the
Master
Raubritter
Inderlin.
to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his
Monastery
army.
wine here. Then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation.
Well,
we shall
thank
wait
the Lord.
and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honourable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
My cup is empty.
So the
Pour me some
cleanliness
wine.
of the city is not what it should be.
I'd like to oblige,
The current
but
baths in the
I'm not
city
allowed.
fall far
Am I
short
supposed to
covering
die
all
of
the
thirst
citizens'
here,
needs.
or what?
But we have another bathhouse here, on Hopring.
My friend
everything
Adam
all right?
from the baths in Hradec district told me about it. He says it's filthy.
Nonsense. He's just envious. Betty seized the opportunity, and people are...
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning
Nice.
God's plan?
Whose
The
silver
Black
might this
Death had
be?
nothing to do with the baths. Unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing.
So, did you find it?
Finally admit that it's a trifle.
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
To provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty honors us with his visit.
Hey,
But as we
waiter,
know,
pour me some
Gunslin
monastery wine.
absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Monastery wine.
Horseshit! You know full well, everybody knows, he wiped the floor with you!
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden the anointed
Well,
monarch
thank the
with
Lord.
such...
Me? Compose myself? Me? I beg your pardon.
I beg your
demand
pardon.
That you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh,
Tokai, and a full cup.
just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard...
Are they
then
only
we
just
have a good
pressing
reason
the
to punish
grave
him.
for the Tokai?
What happened there?
Sir?
Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but
Thank
in
you,
this
waiter.
case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think
Grossly
Rutard will cause any
exaggerated.
trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Hey, waiter.
Unless he
Pour me
puts
some
an end
monastery
to us
wine.
first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Sir?
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I
Well,
have the
thank
feeling
the
you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us.
I'd
That
like some
German
monastery
menhir
wine.
is just
Refill
hanging
my
around
cup,
the market
boy.
looking for trouble.
Don't be ridiculous.
ridiculous, Corsica. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it vanish?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards are
Refill,
apparently
sir.
settling accounts.
Do you think I come to the council just to guzzle wine?
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot
Ai,
to take
minä vein ne jo.
them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored. And because I told you. Get on with it.
We get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Yksi, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ehkä 10. 11 tätä viilelläkin on siirty.
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine, blockhead.
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city.
Hey, waiter!
Why can't we build
Pour me
faster?
some Tokai.
Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Because those so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or
Oi!
got sick,
Where
and if
is
they
my
do
white?
come, their work
Sorry?
is shit, and you have to pay someone else to put it right. It's
You, lad!
a waste.
You look
of
familiar
time.
to me.
I tell you,
Have we
a
met?
waste of time.
Well, naturally.
Don't
I go to your tavern almost every day.
Really? Then you must have decent wages to be able to visit the best tavern in town regularly.
There's a war going on. Are the experts from far off supposed to work in the city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind
Minulla oli silloin
complaints.
lasit päässä, kun minä kävin siellä huomenna. Siellä
And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, my friend, your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares
I'd like
to
some
insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you?
Sir?
I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided
Good.
and
Now run
still
on.
provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Hopbrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course.
Boy,
People
I'd like
from
some
the whole
white.
town go to watch them brawl.
Alaakosta. Sieltä tullaan.
To me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all
Sorry?
out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss
Thank
next?
you, waiter.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Henry. Äkkiä pois. Onko tässä meidän usurper? Tommoten... Vähän huono ehkä minun näyttää naamani, kun tossa on tuttuja. Voi voi. Viiniä. Aivan joo. Toivottavasti mua ei tunnisteta. Se ei muista minua. Eli kävihän minä tietysti kampaajalla.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Unlike this band of fools!
Meanwhile... Mitäs täällä?
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches,
and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the
Käynnissä se
future of the
kannattaa
kingdom
tehdä.
here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
No niin. Ei.
Jesus Christ.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Turn that frown upside down.
Are you looking for friends among us?
Let us say rather that we have chosen a side. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer?
Koimer?
You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzig Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know,
Henry ja Martin.
Martin didn't have any other children.
Me ollaan vähän niinku veljeksiä, mutta ei kuitenkaan.
None of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzig Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
Samuel, voisiko meitä tulla
Can't choose
pestiksi?
their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Mä en osaa tehdä sitä ääntämistä oikein, mutta yritän aina parhaan. Kyllä. Vans, kaikkea jännää tietoa. Et yhtään reagoi. Ei sitten.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, the last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
Minusta tuntuu, että Hyttynen on porassu mua ihan keskellä otsaua, kun riittää ihan helkkarista. Eikä siihen ei nousu mitään.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
So, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh. I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Malashov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom restricted. But they never broke my spirit.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly but surely.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess. Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whoreson won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Tää meni hyvin. Oliko se silloin juoni?
I'm not going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Xavier.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health. And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here? I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain... shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Bocek of Kunstadt, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Hi.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome. Because it would mean slow, but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Bocek of Kunstadt.
Kunstadt.
I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates,
great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a...
A male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Success to our plans.
No niin.
I'll tell you, nobody has the license.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to harass my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Alder.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
Stop.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies.
Onko tää mun veli?
Challenge.
Kuka sä
And
oot?
we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted Father's honor.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for violence. I can have a word in private with Lord Oberyn, the second, as he desires, and then...
Out of the question. This uncouth lout needs a lesson. And he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace, I have at least one son I can be proud of.
You want satisfaction? You'll get nothing but shame. As always. Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard, but quietly. They don't have to put on a show for the crowd.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher will sort it out, you'll see.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
Forgive me, Lord, for what I do.
Take that, you shit!
Just like in Kosovo. Charge and no mercy! Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Enough! That will do. My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. That you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days? He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Really?
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder?
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're mad.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Yes.
May I have a word with you, sir?
You? Anytime. With you, at least, there's some sensible conversation. Unlike this pack of conceited upstarts.
Oh, yeah?
Have you got something against the Kuttenberg nobles?
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But thanks to the royal mines, they were born with silver spoons up their asses. And they think that can turn their blood blue.
But surely they're not all like that. And they are our allies.
Allies or not, someone ought to show them their place.
Young Lord Capon is finally free again. Let's hope he'll take better care of himself now.
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a war? I mean a proper one, not just sitting around and talking about it.
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing. It's time to get off our asses and take action.
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well. We have to trust him.
To turn out well for whose benefit, though? Some are up to their elbows in silver and blood, so others can live in freedom.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding me. We didn't have much time for conversation on the way here.
Olen nämä klipannut jonkun sisään.
Rectify that.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you. What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, it doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord!
Mä muistan ykkösestä tämän naisen, jota minun Henry kävi leipomassa toisen miehen taikinassa. Oi joku. Henry, sinusta tulee isä. Missä on Anne? Still dead.
So, I went to see my brother and talk about inheritance.
Hey.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ! Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Haman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
Okay.
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his estates makes their hair stand.
I'm supposed to rob an ally.
Haman Alder was given the documents to deliver to the council. He hasn't yet had a chance to look at them.
Okay.
So he won't even notice the difference.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead.
Hi.
But watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes everywhere.
How could me this brewed? Okei, tärkeitä kirjoja. Jos muuta kyllä täältä lähettää. Okei, niitä ei voi lukea. Eli viekö ne ihan vaan tänne jonnekin ulos? Mä jutella sulle.
Greetings. What do you need?
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem? The horses are fed and watered. I'm not idle.
God forbid. But standing around here must be a pain in the arse, no? You might get thirsty.
Not really. What of it?
Shall we roll some dice? I'm sure you can take a little breather, eh?
Well, all right. But just for a little while. I'll wait at the table over there. Hey, you! What are you doing here? No one...
I'm waiting here for you.
Oh, how's that?
I've been watching you for a while, and I have a feeling you do well to talk a little. In conspectu Dei.
Who in God's name are you?
In God's name indeed. I'm a priest, and I know a wretched sinner when I see one.
Is it that obvious? Christ above.
Don't blaspheme. It'll help you more to confess.
And in the morning, when I met him, I swore I never laid eyes on his daughter. Even though my back was scratched raw from our roll in the hay.
That's a mortal sin. Lying with a woman that you're not joined with in holy matrimony. And then lying about it too. That's already 2 commandments broken for the price of 1.
I'll go to hell for that, won't I?
You won't. As long as you repent. Be contrite, fast and pray. 10 Our Fathers. Ego te absolvo.
I'll start right away. Thank you, Father. I've been waiting for you. And the dice, too.
Somehow I'm no longer in the mood for it.
That makes 2 of us.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you'd lend me your bull when it's time to fill the rain. I need to plow too, you know. What if you lend me the bull on
Kuka on Konrakto Pekka?
and you won't lend me yours on any other day? Go and see if he says it's all right. I'll be happy to help you, friend.
Se ihan kunnossa.
Sir, I don't believe I've had the honor.
Nor I, until now. I am Sir Conrad, Lord of Wächter. And you are the heir to the Lord of Rabosh, are you not?
Used to be. My father somewhat disowned me some time ago.
And I used to be the Royal Mint Master, until the King decided to replace me.
Are you going to support the Margrave's proposal?
I haven't quite decided yet. It's true that displeasure against the King is noticeably growing in Kuttenberg, but if our rebellion were to come face to face with Sigismund's army, I'd be risking my future, if not my life.
Do you think you might get your position as Mint Master back again?
I doubt it. Half the town hates Vavak, but no one would even think of saying a word against him. And he knows that his security stands and falls with his function, so he clings to it tooth and nail.
We've got quite a bit in common, wouldn't you say?
More than you think. If my memory doesn't deceive me, you serve as a parish priest. So I recollect, at least, from my recent discussions with Martin.
Served. That's in the past.
Even so. Before King Wenceslas appointed me his mint master, I was a priest. I was even being groomed to become a bishop.
And now look at us. We have cast off our robes and merrily hatched plots against Sigismund.
There's no point in waiting for divine intervention. On the contrary, the current state of affairs demands quite a secular approach.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Likewise. Hey.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
Everything all right? You look a bit out of sorts.
I can't wait for it to end so we can get out of here.
I reckon you'd have to be pretty brave to come and mingle with the Kuttenberg lords.
Or pretty pissed off.
Or that.
We will leave as soon as we can. Anyway, all of these worthy gentlemen will be relieved when we are out of sight.
Would you tell me something about your community? I haven't found out much so far.
What can I tell you? It was never exactly glorious. And now especially, everyone is quaking that what is still left to us will be taken away.
Surely it won't be that bad.
There are many fools who would rather take out their gall on us and start to fight among themselves. In times of uncertainty, it is always the sons of Israel who are the first to be stricken.
Sillä ei voi jutella.
I'll drink to that.
Se niin kuin jossain tässä keskikerroksessa.
Mind where you're going.
Se niinku täällä. Ja täällä on vaan kuorra ja... Selvä.
Good day to you.
They were on the wrong side. Wasn't it the lords of Kunstad who got the most out of...
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
Don't worry, it's not just your money I want to draw on. Believe it or not, we've gained other patrons for our cause too.
Really? Name at least one of those lunatics then.
Anna of Volstein, for instance.
Truly? Well, let's see about it then.
I wouldn't mention the word lunatic.
All right, let's discuss it, candidly. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being blackmail both of us.
I'd be honored to oblige. I'm in my prime.
Forget about it. Even if by some miracle you could manage to sire children, you'd die before you could raise them.
The truth doesn't offend, my lord. But I had to give it a try. How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain too, eh? On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
So,
you're selling the skin of a boar that's still grunting. First, I want a confirmation that the wedding will take place as soon as possible.
And what if Lord Capon refuses?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom.
Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
Andrew aina pöllii niitä Jitkan ruokia.
Look at that.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Bocek, the elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? My Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. How the hell did you do it?
Well, there's one little catch. I had to promise him... I don't even know how to begin.
Out with it.
Lord Kunstadt has a niece, so... I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka Kunstadt. Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers!
Cheers to you! And to your parlaying skills!
Nytkö sinä vois mieluummin sen kanssa mennä? Voi helvetti. Hans! 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 Sä rupeat naimisiin.
I've got some good news and some bad news for you.
The bad news is there's hardly any females in this whole damned place.
Just
There's some old bat standing there with 2 young girls, but she watches over them like a mother hen. So at least tell me the good news.
You're going to get married.
Good one. Is she at least pretty?
I don't know. I've never seen her.
You're really a barrel of laughs, Godwin. Wait till Hanush hears this. Now, enough nonsense. Let's have a drink to your health and my freedom.
To your health.
Oi pahoillani Hans.
Why we must...
Sir Bocek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Oli jostain syystä kummallisen iloinen.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstadt.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
Wait.
3 times.
Shiska, etkö sinä voi saanut mennä sen kanssa naimisiin?
You seem a bit out of sorts. Anything wrong?
Oh, these grand aristocratic assemblies are nothing for me. I'd be happier if they just told me in the morning how it all went and what my boys have to do next.
But then you'd miss all the grub and the booze. And the gossip.
Oh, and have you heard anything interesting here?
Let's hope young Lord Capon manages to stay free for a while longer. Ever since leaving Rattay, he's gone from one pile of trouble to another.
That's one thing you can always count on him for. I'll gladly wager with you he'll end up in some other shit by evening.
God forbid. Henry's not here now to pull him out of it.
In that case, it'll be up to you. I'm sure you wouldn't leave him to disgrace himself in front of Hanush.
It seems Liechtenstein's looking for allies. For his own ends.
And how's he gonna do it? Didn't you see them all fighting tooth and nail here just a while ago?
Well, different approaches work with different people.
The only approach that'll work with Sigismund is open resistance. Maybe on the field of battle?
A lot of people think the wealthy burghers will stick with Sigismund, whether out of fear or convenience.
Well, that's to be expected. As long as Sigismund has the city council under his thumb, no one will rock the boat.
Well, at least there's a few individuals here, like Ruthard.
Sigismund confiscated his castle and half his estates. That'll be enough to make a man mad. Not to mention that his son was killed in the siege of the city.
No niin, et Liechtensteinille.
Walk out of here with a clear plan.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstad will support our cause.
Both of them? Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my
Hans, nytkö sä teutit, sä ei oikeasti
We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
Yes! The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Hey, Hans. Oi voi. Mä oon syyllinen olo, että minä autoin tässä.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Hans. Sinne meni. Sillä välin Ende tarjoilee viiniä.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein. To do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rabble get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of them.
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is a farce. The whole city knows it.
Lord of Sargitz, your insolence just cost you your place on the council and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results. And you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed.
Vapauttaa koko ajan, että Aulitsi tunnistaa minut.
Don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here.
Voi ei.
Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you are harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'll have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Marquardt. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king. You did a good job, waiter. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, We need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the council was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rapport.
Oi ei.
Alderin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Oderin, we can handle Ruthard easy. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white.
Ai.
We have had enough of it.
White it is. Quickly.
Joo, tulee valkoista.
Others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Venceslavin voitolle.
Marrying the young Lord Bernstein.
I sure did. Botcha, I need short.
Joo. Kello on sen verran paljon ja minun sessiokin on taas livahtanut suht pitkäksi, niin pitää lopettaa tällä kertaa. Ensi kerralla jatketaan juhlimista ja ilmeisesti katsotaan, joutaanko tappelemaankin, jos tänne on oikeasti jo jotain joukkoja lähetetty. Vai onko? Vai on vasta tulossa? Asioita tapahtuu. Hans menee naimisiin. Miten käy Henry ja Hansin? Minä en tiedä. Kukaan ei tiedä. Nähdään ensi kerralla. Hei hei, hei hei, hei hei.